I got involved with this project when I moved, almost the minute I moved here in 2003. And when I heard about it, I thought, this is something that I'm quite familiar with in terms of this idea of an arts campus. And so it made a lot of sense to me because it has all the main components. It has the ability for people to live here. It has the ability for people to work here. And it has the ability for people to outreach to the general public. Those are really all the really core things that artist needs to have in their life. I grew up in New York City. I grew up with very creative parents. My father was a writer. My mother was an illustrator. She worked for Look magazine. So my orientation has always been in the arts. But like many of us, we have to feed ourselves and, pay for rent. So I ended up working consulting. But one of those companies brought me out here where I moved to Silicon Valley. I was able to translate my connections that I'd made through my time here to end up working with the government in San Jose to put artwork in empty buildings that were empty from the earthquake. And I've always had a concurrent art background, but I never could fully focus on it because I was busy making money. So I had to make some really, really rough choices. I'm going to focus on the arts. But I remember waking up one day, and this is about a year after I'd made this decision. And I remember significantly this one moment going, Kirby, what are we doing today? Going, oh my God, I'm my own boss. And that sounds so simple, but like when you've worked for somebody else for so long, and now you realize you're working for yourself, it's kind of like walking through a door that you can never go back. And that was a revelation to me that changed everything. One of the things that's interesting, here we sit in an almost completed tannery. It's hugely popular. People really like this project. The irony is, when it was just an idea, there was maybe, I don't know, a dozen, maybe 24 max people that really believed in the project. Everybody else hated it. Hated this project. Why spend all these resources for artists?
Kirby always had kind of provided an opportunity through humor and through just visionary attitude. I think he brought people to a place where they could really see what could happen here. Just making these sort of iconic, funny, engaging installations that woke people up.
Isn't it fair, don't you think, that there are quite a few people that their lives have pretty much dramatically changed as a result of living here,
yes.
Or improved?
No, seriously, Jasmine was at the homeless shelter.
Right.
She's now an award-winning slam poet, international. So her life has incredibly benefited from living here, as well as her children's.
But there's a lot of people in that.
Absolutely.